thought so too.
Steven, I'm sorry. There's no excuse for my not being here, but the important thing is I'm back. Honey, let me finish.
What up?
I know how much we care for each other. I know how good we are for each other. And let's face it, nobody has more fun with each other than we do. You remember that night on the beach when I pretended my hand was a big old sand crab crawling up your thigh? We wrapped ourselves up in that big old blanket, and you just about jumped out of your skin when I showed you that Savannah twister. You remember that? Are you all right, Mr. Gordon?
I'm fine.
Sorry, what happened again? At least not until you're out of there.
Fletch, Karen and I are back together.
Karen.
Yeah.
Well, I thought you said it was all over between you two.
Well, I thought it was, but she came to the hospital as soon as she heard.
Oh, so you're going with one little gesture of goodwill end our relationship?
She was here where I needed someone the most, and I realized how much we still mean to each other.
I'm very happy for you. No, I'm not. I'm mad at me. Damn. Ever since my husband died, I think if I don't leave, I'm going to get left. Looks like either way, I end up alone.
I'm sorry.
What up?
I don't think you can take it out. That's why I didn't care. Just make the deal. It's just
We just want to.
We really couldn't. I mean, we were getting there. We were still investigating. What I really wanted was tell us where she was so we could give closure to this family.
But Travis was now facing an attempted murder charge for the assault on Lydia. And as his case started working its way toward trial, he sat silently, mute in his cell, especially when Detective Shackley paid him a visit.
He was looking at me like a caged animal. His eyes were huge. It was obviously I wanted to talk to him. I wanted to get an interview with him and see if he would tell me something. And he immediately said, "I'm not talking to you. Get out of here."
But across town, someone was communicating. After spending 5 weeks in ICU, Lydia Tillman was transferred to a local rehab hospital, and a long, slow recovery began.
Hi, Lydia. I showed her a video of my kids saying hello to her because they missed their Aunt Lydia. I want you to get better soon. And she got to the part where my 4-year-old started to talk, and she laughed and said, "Hi, Lydia." I did that. It's the first time I got to see her laugh, and I went, "She's got memory." She didn't laugh.
Detective Gurley's murder case against Travis Forbes and his search for Kenya Montgomery had both stalled. Nearly 5 months after Kenya vanished, there was still no sign of her. But one day he got a call from the crime lab requesting another DNA sample for the FBI.
I drove up there to get his tea. I walked in, laid down my recorder. He didn't want to talk to any of the detectives in Fort Collins, anywhere. But he always talked to me.
Are you here?
I'm here for you.
After the next 2 hours, like a couple of old college chums, the two shot the breeze about philosophy and books and religion, and of course Kenya's case, about which Travis remained evasive.
I said, "I've been here a long time, Travis. I'm done playing chess with you." I said, "You move one way, I move another way." I said, "I'm coming for you. I'm telling you." I said, "The next time you see me, I'll be charging you for murder." I said, "What do you want of this? What exactly do you want of this?"
I want to being labeled as assassin.
Okay. What else?
That's it. That's it.
You'll confess to everything if you go to prison without being able to say something. Is that what you're saying? Is that your man looking at that?
Yes. Yes. That's what I'm saying.
Detective Goulet was stunned. Travis wanted to cut a deal. Goulet used a little reverse psychology to make sure he meant it.
I told him, "I think you're full of it. I don't think you're going to do this. I think you're going to back out. And I think you're spineless. And I think it's all about you. It's a game." I said, "I think you're in trouble." He says, I said, "Travis, you do what you say you're going to do. I'll be the first one to shake your hand."
Goulet knew that Fort Collins authorities would buy him, so all he needed now were the crossed T's and dotted I's, the legal formalities.
I left the jail, went out to my car, and thought to myself, "Did I just hear this right, or am I dreaming?" I even played the recording back to myself. And I thought, wow,
People just don't do that sort of thing.
right. He's confessing to a murder without a body and without seeing the case. I've talked to my commanders. They said never in the history of this police department has that ever happened. Ever.
Finally, after frustrating months of knuckle-biting tension, disappearances, dead-end games of cat and mouse, Detective Goulet was about to get the answers he'd been searching for, and he was exhausted. To celebrate and rest up, Goulet decided to take a few days off with his wife.
So we're driving out of town. I get a call and say, "People that."
Secrets Uncovered returns after the break.
A lot of folks ask me why their dishwasher doesn't get everything clean. And I tell them it may be your detergent. That's why more dishwasher brands recommend Cascade Platinum. It's specially designed with the soaking, scrubbing, and rinsing built right in. Cascade Platinum's unique action packs dissolve quickly to remove stuck-on food for sparkling clean dishes the first time. Choose the detergent that lets your dishwasher do the dishes. Cascade Platinum, the #1 recommended brand in North America.
Don't miss tech gear for the family, only at Kohl's. Look at quality activewear starting at just $15. It feels as good as it looks. More style, more savings. Kohl's.
And the next pick in the 2022 NBA draft is Johnny
The toasted cheddar chalupa is back, only at Taco Bell.
You had the crazy idea that you can have your cake and drink it too. Dunkin' Cake Batter's Signature Latte. Mission accomplished, everyone. America runs on Dunkin'. Ready to style in just one step? Introducing new Tresemme One Step Stylers. 5 professional benefits, one simple step. Totally effortless. Styling has never been easier. Tresemme, do it with style.
Square helps you sell online and in person with tools that connect the dots for you. Sign up at square.com to start selling online right away. Set up a free website or add buy now buttons to your existing site. And get hardware for taking payments in person that sync with your online sales. Go to square.com now to start using the most free tools out there and sell anywhere with all the dots connected. Get started free at square.com.
This whole thing started when I fell in love with somebody.
She felt pretty hard for me first co-star.
It was. I will do anything for this person, for them to love me.
Then comes murder.
We bonded over the mutual hatred. This is a double homicide. The scene was the slaughterhouse. Both were part of committing murder.
Why would you murder your best friend for love?
This man was killing couples. New episode Sundays at 6. On Constitution Drive.
Anytime, anywhere, migraine medicine.
It was a long, torturous weekend in the mountains of Colorado. On Friday, it looked like he'd finally cut a deal with Travis Forbes to reveal what happened to Kenya Monet. But just hours later, Goulet got a call. The deal was dead.
I was devastated. I picked up the phone. My wife looked at me and she says, "You okay?" And I looked at her and I'm crying. I said, "There's nothing more I can do." I got him. I let him chew the trough.
Goulet and his wife went on their trip anyway. And for 3 long days, he was left twisting of the wind once again by Travis Forbes. Kenya's family knew nothing of this, still holding out hope that she was somehow alive.
Every time I've noticed people see this skinny little black-haired girl, I can't tell you how many accidents I've almost had trying to get around the corner to see who this little skinny black-haired girl is. There was still reports coming up in of sightings, and you've got to turn in on the sightings because you don't know.
And then something happened to Travis Forbes that weekend. He apparently had second thoughts about his own second thoughts.
And when I got back on Monday, I got a call and they said, "Deal's back on. It's being finalized. We should be able to go next week."
Sometimes taking a weekend away is quite profitable.
Yes. The weight of the world just got lifted from me.
The deal with Travis was quite straightforward. No death penalty, no sex crime charges. And in exchange, he would give them a complete confession what he did to Kenya and Libya. And one more thing, he would show them exactly where Kenya was. And so on a humid morning in September of 2011, Forbes found himself in a procession of police cars on a country road northeast of Denver. Investigators have been here many times before, searching the fields near the farm town of Keensburg looking for Kenny. But this day, Travis had solemnly promised he was going to show them. Trailing the car behind Travis was DA Carrie Lombardi, nervous, anxious, and pessimistic.
I was worried he wouldn't fall asleep. Because I felt like he sort of liked this game, I thought.
So on the way, what do you think?
Will he do this? Will he not? Will something spook him? Will he change his mind? Is this a big farce? I didn't know if, there was if we were even going to the right place.
Travis was in the lead car, which included Detectives Nash Goulet and Jacqueline Shackler.
It was really quiet for the first 5 or 10 minutes.
Movies, food, all sorts of things.
And obviously we were talking about whatever he wanted to talk about to keep his cooperation. But I have to remember that I have a monster sitting next to me and just playing it up. We had to get to that body. We wanted to know where she was and bring her home to the family.
And then we start getting closer, it starts getting a little bit more quiet. We drive out to the site next to one of the trees.
And then quite suddenly, no warning, something came over the cool and breezy Travis Forbes.
He got out of the car and his holding interchange, so he let out a scream. Just this blood curdled. It made me jump. I wasn't expecting it at all.
But just as quickly, Travis pulled himself together and pointed.
He says, she's over there. So we walk over there, and he's standing up on top of the hill, and there's like a little ravine. He says, you're standing right on top of it.
Soon the digging began.
And it was a very, very slow process. There was an anthropologist there. And so then they finally got the dirt off of her, and there she was. And it was pretty awful. I stood there, and of course I'd seen these beautiful pictures of her. There's this smiling image in your head of her having a good time and smiling. And then to see that, it was very difficult.
There was something else, perhaps even more difficult, that Carrie Lombardi had to do.
I called Tony Lee and said, that they had found a body where he had told us she was. We had found something.
And I needed to let my family know before any of this hit the news. You can't prepare yourself or practice yourself or write down a speech for okay. And I had to tell her. What was that like? That was the hardest thing I've ever done. And I had she had been hanging on to that hope.
You had to find it.
Snatched that rug out from under her. And she lost it. And there was nothing I could do for her because I had already lost it myself.
Then Tony had to tell his children, Kenny's little sister and brother.
And the first question out of both of their mouths at the different times, is she alive? And I had to tell them no. And I couldn't do that before.
I just don't feel like it's fair that people get to grow up with her sisters, but she was only there for a little bit of my life. Like, she won't be able to see, me grow up and get married or have kids, and I won't be able to see her grow up and get married and have kids, and we just never get to have that moment.
But this most horrendous of days wasn't quite over. Police still needed a complete confession from Forbes on tape.
We're driving back. I look back at him and goes, hey Nash, I told you I'd tell you where she was. He's like, are you happy you found her? He's like, are you happy? And I said, there's some questions that need to be answered. And I said, once those questions are answered, I'll be happy. All right, Nash, I told you how to do it. I told you how to do it. And I said, yes, you did.
Detective Malay sat down with Travis for one last interview. After 5 long months, out came the words he needed to hear.
I didn't pull
shoulder. I had told him to rape her. Now that was in my head, murder was premeditated.
But then it all came out. Travis told them how he spotted Kenya on the street, how he raped her, how he strangled her, how he stuffed her in his cooler, drove around with the body in his white van for a whole day, then stored it in the bakery's freezer while he cleaned out his van with bleach and burned her clothes. And then, early the next morning, he buried her body near a clump of cotton trees.
After we were done with our interview, I walked up to him and stuck out my hand and thanks. And he stood up, shook my hand, and said, I told you I would do it. I said, you did. He said, you just wouldn't give up. And I looked at him and I said, you're right.
Later that day, Travis also confessed to the attempted murder of Lydia Tillman. Soon he will be sentenced separately for both crimes. But there was one last surprise coming. Something no one saw coming. He's still Travis Forbes.
As Travis awaits sentencing, the courageous young woman who beaten the odds makes a stunning move in the courtroom. Coming up,
To do what she did and to endure what she went through. She's a super.
when Disney Secrets Uncovered continues.
Don't miss Tech Gear for the family, only at Kohl's. Look at quality activewear starting at just $15. The best part? It feels as good as it looks. More style, more savings. Kohl's.
Why hide your skin? If Dupixent has your moderate to severe eczema or atopic dermatitis under control.
Hide my skin? Not me.
Because Dupixent targets a root cause of eczema and helps heal your skin from within, you can get one step ahead. Hide my skin? Not me. And for kids ages 6 and up, that means clearer skin and notice your last stitch. With Dupixent, you can change how their skin looks and feels. That's the kind of change you notice.
Hide my skin? Not me.
Don't use if you're allergic to Dupixent. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. When you help heal your skin from within, you can show more with less eczema. Talk to your child's eczema specialist about Dupixent, a breakthrough eczema treatment.
Birthday breakfast in bed.
Best dreaming ever. This is so weird. I just dreamt this.
Dreamt what?
You bringing breakfast in bed?
That is weird. So what happened?
Well, you ended up giving me all your Simone lights because you love me.
Oh, yeah, that definitely was a dream.
Was it though?
Give your morning something to celebrate with Taco Bell's new $5 Bell Breakfast Box.
Ready to style in just one step? Introducing new Tresemme One Step Styler. 5 professional benefits, 1 simple step. Totally effortless. Styling has never been easier. Tresemme, do it with styling.
Judge Mathis rules.
That's right.
But when it comes to his family, all right.
You can't.
Welcome, all rise. His new series, Mathis Family Now, June 19th, only on E!
Welcome back to Dateline Secrets Uncovered. Travis Forbes had struck a plea deal with authorities. In exchange for taking sex crime charges and the death penalty off the table, he led investigators to Kenya Monte's body. He would later confess to the brutal rape and murder of the 19-year-old and to the attempted murder of Lydia Tillman. All that was left was the sentencing. And justice, but prepared for the surprise that awaited him in the courtroom. Now, with the conclusion of Deadly Connection, here's Keith Morrison.
She was home now, after 5 long, horrible months. Kenya Monte was given a proper burial.
We needed her home, and we needed to know a place to where we at least could go and be with her every day, and that was either home or in a grave someplace.
Thank God that we have answers, not the answers we thought we want. That it do have answers now. And it still hurts.
But as one family mourned, another had something remarkable to celebrate. Lydia Tillman was coming home. Because of the stroke, speech was still practically impossible. But the fact she was walking at all seemed to be amazing. Some kind of miracle, said a doctor who affected Bearden.
I believe that Lydia shouldn't have survived that day. She went through so much, and she probably shouldn't have made it, but she did, and it was because of her determination and her joy.
Soon after that, at Travis Ford's sentencing hearing, Lydia met Kenya's family.
I looked at Lydia when she was Kenya. I hate to say that, but I'm glad she was able to escape the monster. It was overwhelming to see the amount of her strength and her way to live, and what she did during her court proceedings on the day that he was sentenced for what he did to her.
What she did that day was simply amazing, hard to believe. Sitting just feet away from the man who raped her, smashed her face and body, doused her with bleach, set her on fire, Lydia Tillman struck a blow against evil. She gave Travis a gift. She forgave him. Since she was unable to speak herself, her father read her statement for her, saying that to forgive is easier than holding anger.
There's a dry eye in that courtroom, including the judge. It's freedom for her, and I understand that. And I did the same. Because we're not going to live in that hatred.
She's to do what she did and to endure what she went through. I couldn't imagine. She's a superhero, yes.
And then there was one more surprise. No, not Travis's sentence, life in prison. That was merely a formality. It was another gift, this time from Kenya to Lydia.
I stopped crying to start playing with me. I felt very strong inside me. Like Kenny was telling me, Mom, give it that ring. I was waiting there. Give it to her. It was Kenya to give it to her.
It was Kenya's favorite ring.
And I gave it to her, and she was so happy. And she said, thank you, and she was holding me. And the moment I was holding her, it's like I was holding Kenya.
We are related in tragedy. Without connection with each other, unfortunately, for the rest of our lives. And because of Travis.
Tony and his family lived in the barn, high plains where Kenya was found. Well, she continues to live in their hearts. Her loss has taken its toll. In 2018, Tony and Maria divorced, but Tony still devotes himself to spreading awareness and warnings, help.
The story of Kenya is what has created the Kenya Monte Foundation. We go to the families of the missing, reach out to them. They are very grateful, and then it actually keeps me and Maria sane.
And Lydia Tillman, we saved this surprise for last. Lydia worked very hard to recover. And to speak.
Stim, you lie. Stim, you lie. Nice.
I tried yesterday. Lydia she's rocked my world.
Dr. Jill Armour.
I think Lydia has the ability to make a full recovery. And I think she's tenacious and perseveres enough that she may just well do that.
And so, proper introduction. Just 10 months after the attack that nearly took her life, Lydia Tilton spoke in her own words. People were amazed he survived it all. Frankly.
Yeah. I am amazed too.
Yeah. What has been in the long recovery process the most difficult thing to do?
Relearning how to speak was still difficult.
Yes.
I'm trying to find a balance between my ambitions and my still healing body and brain.
To quickly cool down.
So,
Loving natural sunlight, but having to pull down your.
when Travis went to court to plead guilty and be sentenced,
I was just out of rehab. The hardest day of my life.
really,
To forgive is it was super difficult
how could you do that? After what we went through?
to heal myself rather than being angry.
Because that would not help you.
Yeah.
You harbor no bitterness, no.
Rarely I get mad.
Yeah.
I believe Travis Forbes was acting out of fear and hatred. I choose love and peace over fear. And I won.
So she did. And then she said with that big infectious smile on her face that she brought it back.
It's a bracelet. It's on
Can I open it?
yes on acronym for my name. It says live your days inspired anew.
Which of course spells Lydia. There's great sadness surrounding the story of Travis Forbes. Unending sadness for Kenya's family. For the unknown other families who, as many now suspect, they have been victimized by his past behavior. And then, from that darkest place, came the indomitable Lydia, who forgave, who won, who told us, live your days inspired anew.
That's all for Dateline Secrets Uncovered. I'm Kate Snow. Thanks for watching.
On a frigid fall day, a young mother is laid to rest after a tragic car accident.
She was really something special. Very loving, down to earth, that type of person that would give you the shirt off her back.
But questions swirl around her sudden death.
I'm literally thinking, how did she get these injuries to the back of her head?
People felt seriously freaked out.
Who did this to Sharon? How far will investigators go to unravel the mystery?
Sometimes you have to bend with the law. I decided I would do an illegal exhumation.
When investigators dig for the
Make
truth,
him here or not?
a scandalous secret is unearthed.
Who is he? Oh, he's just a friend.
They started hearing the gossip about the affair.
And an unsolved missing persons case quickly transforms into a deadly mystery.
Mentioned what is believed to be the body of
The newscast came across, and you're like, oh my God, the body has possibly been found.
It made them wonder if these two things were connected. Then they really don't.
I want to know what happened.
It's amazing what the net will tell you.
Nestled on the banks of the Missouri River, historic St. Charles is a quiet suburb just outside of St. Louis.
St. Charles was kind of the American dream. It was the place that young families went when they wanted to raise kids or get away from the city. It was incredibly safe, and people went there because it was affordable and they formed community.
But even the most peaceful town sees its share of tragedy.
It was October 19th of 1983. And someone came over to CB radio and said that he was driving down the road, saw the taillights of the car off the embankment on Central School Road. He parked his car and saw a small fire that was burning on the ground outside of the car. And he was able to extinguish that fire. He said there's a lady inside the car. She was gasping for air.
Police race to the scene, knowing each passing second could be the difference between life and death.
We first pulled up. I saw it was a Cadillac that was in the creek. The car is on its front bumper, standing somewhat upright. I could see that there was a lady laying under the dash. Her body's extended from the center of the car towards the passenger door, and then the knees are kind of bent upward.
Just as the caller had described, Officer Ed Copeland finds the woman unconscious and struggling to breathe after what appears to be a tragic accident.
The first thing I did was try to open her airway, and it was at this point that I could feel that the back of her head was like it was mush. She had very severe injuries. It's hard to witness that. I'm literally thinking, how did this happen? How did she get these injuries to the back of her head? None of this makes sense. So that's when the ambulance arrived and the victim was extricated from the car.
EMTs load the woman into an ambulance and race to the hospital. Meanwhile, police quickly comb the Cadillac and notice several items.
It burst was in the back seat, but nothing in the back seat. Driver's license was found in the wallet.
The ID belongs to 42-year-old Sharon Williams. The photo is a match for the woman they'd found fighting for air in the front seat moments before.
Her driver's license said she lived probably about 4 miles, 5 miles away on Edenmuth Road. So one of our patrol deputies went by the house.
Police are greeted by Sharon's husband, Jim Williams, and notify him of the horrific accident. In disbelief, he tells them she only left the house an hour before for an evening church service. Jim quickly alerts his wife's mother and his 19-year-old son, Brett.
They both lived in the area and went to the hospital.
At the hospital, all three of them find Sharon clinging to life. While the family prays for her recovery, investigators learn more about Sharon and her family.
I've never met Grandma Sharon, but from what my father said about her, she was really something special. Very loving, down to earth. she was that type of person that would give you the shirt off her back.
Guess nobody's on tonight.
It was Sharon's kindness that first attracted her husband Jim nearly 27 years earlier.
They met in high school. They rode the bus together.
It's been almost an hour. Nobody's coming in. So
2 years. And
y'all have a
then
good
they had
night.
Jim
Peace.
Jr., their firstborn. And 4 years after that, they had a baby boy, Brett. Sharon and Jim were your typical St. Charles family. Jim was an electric contractor, and he was known as a sturdy, kind of pillar of the community guy, and they both would do whatever somebody needed if they needed help. So it was really difficult when the doctors very gently told Jim that the brain damage was irreparable and they would have to pull the plug. And he gave his permission.
All right, y'all have a good
It's
night.
a gut-wrenching decision for
Nobody's
Sharon's
there, so.
heartbroken husband Jim, and it's one that weighs heavy on the whole family.
My dad, Brett Williams, losing his mother, it hit him really hard. That was his best friend. They were really close to each other.